It's time to get moving. Do we have a target?
First, we'll head for Flaguerre, the fortress town between Crimea and Begnion. Since the Laguz Alliance has fought in Flaguerre already, we're familiar with the lay of the land.
Sounds like a good plan. Do you still resent your choice to command this army?
No offense, Apostle, but you didn't give me much of a choice in the first place. Besides, if I'm not fully committed, how can I expect these troops to be? Just remember, when this is all over, you'll be getting one heck of a bill.
Oh, I'm sure, and I know you'll be worth it. Speaking of which, I have something for you. Consider it a down payment. I'm sure you remember this blade. It is the holy sword Ragnell. Please take it.
Sweet! Are you sure about this? I returned it after the Matikins War because you said it was one of Begnion's national treasures.
Indeed, this sword was used by Empress Saltina, the first apostle of Begnion, back in the early days of the Empire. It was one of the two swords the Empress used to fight the Dark God. I could think of no other better person to give it to.
Alright, I'll be able to use it again. Thanks. Da-da-da-da! The Ragnell, baby! Woo, we're kicking ass again! Oh yeah! Look at that. Excuse me, I bring urgent news to Queen Alicia, General Ike of the Apostles' Army. What's up?
What happened?
We've received a report that the Daein Army has appeared near the border between Daein and Crimea. The Daein Army demands custody of the Apostle on behalf of Begnion. They will use force if necessary. Daein wants to get in our hair again? Perfect. Oh, crap.
I am puzzled by this. Why does Daein support the Senate? Well, I suppose it doesn't matter. We must change our target.
Agreed. We have to get Daein out. We have to get Daein out of our way before we do anything else. Oh boy. Hey! Anyone remember this?
So, Daein still refuses to negotiate? Either they believe in the Senate's lies, or the Senate is pulling some strings behind the scenes.
Well, whatever the reason, we can't attack Begnion without taking care of this first.
I will not give up. I won't stop sending messages until they respond. Ike, I leave you in charge here.
Let's keep our numbers small. We shouldn't provoke them any further. I understand. Galileo will stay behind. You'll have returned soon, Skrimir, I promise. Alright, let's go! Welcome back to the Oribes Bridge! This is probably the part of the game where we're like, hey, let's have a bit of a throwback to, what's-his-face? Let's have a bit of a throwback to Path of Radiance, because this is like a major nostalgia rush, and I love it! So Ike has re-attained the Ragnell. This thing hasn't changed one single iota since we've last seen it in Path of Radiance. It is exactly the same weapon. Same might, hit, critical, range, potential, and still gives +5 defense. Ike is back on his way to one-rounding half of the shit he sees. He still has a 3 authority stars thing, and now with like multiple dudes, now he's a part of the Apostles' Army. And now we have Marcia by their side. The duo is back in full swing. Joining us today are Tanith and Sigrun. Tanith is considered probably far and wide to be the best Falcon Knight in the game, provided you didn't have a decent enough Marcia when you use her. She's decent enough leveled, has pretty awesome bases, comes with a Storm Sword and a Silver Lance, and she has pretty respectable ropes. Tanith can do a whole lot of crap and, you know, kick ass all the same. She lost her Reinforced skill, which is a major downer in my opinion. It was really a skill that made her plenty useful and really set her apart from Marcia back in Path of Radiance. But what can you do? She ain't half bad. Use her if you want to, I suppose. And then you got Sigrun. Unlike Tanith, she's just blarg. Her bases are pretty decent, but that's all she has. Her growths are pretty awful. And she doesn't really have anything to offset her between herself and Tanith, other than the fact that she's higher leveled. I'm sorry, if you want to choose between Sigrun and Tanith, definitely choose Tanith. Although I don't need either, because Marcia. Alright, this map. The Oribes Bridge. It's back, just remember it. Except it has, like, twice as many enemies. And yes, the pitfalls are also back, so you're gonna have to keep alert. Not only the pitfalls are back, they're nastier than before, but we'll talk about that if we fall into one. We have to seize the location, just like before. Guarding it is Goran, a warrior. a fairly powerful warrior. Like that. He has the Akar. It's a really powerful crossbow. Second most powerful in the game, I think, off the top of my head. It's too bad he would have used that high strength to, you know, bust my head open with an axe. Oh well. He also has 240 stars. I wouldn't underestimate him. He's pretty formidable for this point in the game. Well, at this point in the game, you probably should have at least more than one third-tier unit. If not just more than one third-tier unit, you've got Ike at level 20. Make sure Ike is pretty much level 20 by the end of Part 3, by the way. You might regret it if you don't. You don't get him that far. I suppose I'll give Marcia the spear. And since Tana is here, I suppose... I don't know. I'll take her stone sword, too. Just have the rest of them chillax. We lose, of course, if Ike dies, when Ulf dies, Sigrun dies, or Tana dies. Just a heads up. Okay, I'm gonna save as quick as I can. Ike, Marcia Duo, commence!
I cannot believe this. It's an army of subhumans in Bjork. It must be true that this apostle is a fake. The true apostle will never join forces with those filthy creatures.
The enemy sent a messenger once again. Commander, this is the third time they've asked to negotiate.
Ignore the messengers.
He wants to check this bridge. That is the order from the Maiden of Dawn. Really? Mickey's behind this? That is the best fucking fanfare in the game, and you will worship it. I love that fanfare. Too bad the battle theme. Too bad the battle theme for the Apostles' Army isn't as good. But what can you do? At least you have a kick-ass fanfare.
Long time no see, eh, handsome? Good to see we're working together again.
Likewise. Ooh, I should turn the animations back on. Let's see what we get. HP, magic, speed, luck, defense. Awesome. I'm gonna just pass off the Rico shield now, and we'll use it right away. So, what have you learned since the past 3 years since I've seen you?
Quite a bit. And yourself?
Well, you might be surprised.
Stun.
And just like that, it's already at S. Oh yeah! There's a dude here with a rescue I probably should go over some of the enemies here. Oh, and give you a strategy for this, because last time I did this recording, I completely forgot to give players a strategy. Okay, first let's showcase the enemies. The enemies are relatively powerful, but if you at least have some people close to you being third tier, or have some third tier units already, you shouldn't have too much of a problem with these guys. Just saying. This dude is a rescue staff. It's exactly as you might expect it to be. Rescues faraway units, and it gives quite a nice set of bonuses too. Oh, this bastard really wastes it. I don't know why it's locked to him. Like they really don't want you to get this thing or something. But yeah, this dude really wastes his rescue staff. Like seriously. You've got a bunch of dudes with onagers, some wind mages, some fire mages, some thunder mages, a lot of mounted dudes. A couple of snipers. This dude's a fucking crossbow. Draco douches. This guy has a horse slayer. Space kick-ass. And this dude, I think this is our first starting with a dude that has an arc level spell. Correct me if I'm wrong, viewers. Okay, strategy for this map. Once again, you're going to want to be careful when approaching, when advancing, because the dudes have laid out a lot of pitfalls. Some in pretty conspicuous areas, others not so much. Use the flyers that are deployed here, Sigrun and Tanov, to your advantage. As you can use them to plug over holes that you might think there are holes into, and then just have other units just safely pass through them. Works very well. You want to take it nice and easy. Don't rush in too much headlong, otherwise you might end up finding yourself with a massive array of units that you don't want to say hello to. Oh look, a hand axe, that's cute. Usually at this point I give Marcia a Deft if I haven't given her Nullify. But for the sake of this duo run, Nullify is like 10 times more useful than Adept. At least until endgame, when the bow users stop coming. Oh yeah, and the enemies also employ shine barriers. Several of them do. This guy has a shine barrier, and so does this one. And they'll use it to and they will happily use it to trick you into falling into holes. So you want to be careful. Equip that. Take this for now, I'll give it back to you later. Defense go up! Now it's capped! Yeah, I don't really approve of the Seraph Knight's 28 defense cap. I honestly think it could stand to be a bit higher. 30 at least. And a lot of the Seraph Knight's caps are pretty under the radar compared to other third-tier classes. Like, for example, the Seraph Knight's HP cap is 50, which is, I think, the second lowest HP cap for a third-tier Bjork unit can obtain. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, viewers, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. The lowest third-tier HP cap Bjork can have is 45, and that's most Arc Sages. Female, mind you. Ow. Adept! Critical! Goodbye! Never stood a chance. Never thought I'd see the day. Where's Swordmaster Tink's Marcia? That's just awesome. Here we go! Ha! What? What a joke. Sad, man. What the? Why are you wasting your rescue staff for? These mooks are terrible. I can't get enough of that fucking fanfare. That fanfare is just too fucking sweet. Alright, now for the Apostles Army battle theme. I believe it's called Time of Action. It's okay, I guess. Nice for a good mid to late game battle theme. but it certainly can't hold a candle to the voted. I'm sorry. Sure, tactical nuke.